Now you said you play ball. Now you're a very good, like I said, the best NBA 2K player. You're a very good YouTuber. You're pretty much, I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. You're a great Modern Warfare too, and I heard in your videos that you're kind of like new to that, first person games and things like that. If we had to evaluate or get a scouting report, give me a scouting report on Chris Smoove, the basketball player in real life.
Oh man, I was just a player that I learned how to play all the positions because of my height.
And your height?
In high school, if you're like 6 foot, you're one of the tallest players on the team. So.
And how tall are you?
I'm actually just 6 foot.
Okay, that's pretty tall.
And like I was saying, at high school, if you're 6 foot, you're probably playing center, power forward, small forward, because you probably have a little, you have a little team, and so I basically learned all the positions. I was always into dribbling, and I was always fast, and so that's how I learned that aspect of the game, and doing layups, and then jump shooting, and then posting, because on the high school teams I was in the post, and so the scouting report. Let's see. I was always a really good defender. I used to love defending the best players on the other team. Like, let's say we're at the park, we're at a gym. I always wanted to guard someone that I thought that he would be scoring a lot of points.
Right.
And it was just always fun to try to keep them away from their spots and what they want to do, and make them do other things. I used to have so much fun doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So defense, I used to love playing defense. Offensively, it's just I always had the ability to put it on the floor, take it to the rim, do layups. I had a nice jumper, 3-point jumper, mid-range jumper, a little post game. I mean, I did a little bit of everything. So, just a pretty good player, I guess.
Sounds like a mini LeBron James to me.
A team player.
Okay.
When it comes to dunking, I actually can dunk, but I have never dunked in a game, like playing a game. I've never actually done it. And sometimes I would do a tip layup, and people would say, "Why don't you just dunk it?" Because they would say, "You're really up there on that tip layup. Why don't you just dunk it?" And I'm thinking to myself, like, dunk it? I'm just tipping it in, because I'm not even thinking about dunking it.
Right.
So I don't know.
So who would you compare yourself to? Any player in the NBA that's closest to you?
I don't think I would compare myself to anyone, really. I don't really know if I play like an NBA player.
I got you.
Because the NBA players are really good. I think that people they don't actually understand how good these NBA players are.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even players like, Kendrick Perkins. Perkins, when he was in high school, he was like the best of the best. So, these NBA players, at one point in their career, whether it was high school, whatever, they were really good. And then in the NBA, you see that, only certain players are really elite. So you say, these players, the NBA players are really good. They're really fast. Like, the game now is so fast. If you're not fast, it's really, really tough for you to do good now. So, like, if you're a guard and you're not fast, it's tough, because you get into the NBA, you got all these fast point guards now. You look at the league now, it's like, the league wasn't like that back then, was it?
No, it's the crop.
It wasn't as athletic and fast and quick as it is now. It's amazing.
Yeah, these point guards. I don't think we've ever had this many assortment of point guards. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Especially with John Wall and Derrick Rose and all of them. It's crazy, man. But
definitely.
Yes, sir. Now, a lot of people look at your channel because your icon, that picture that you have up there, is like, it's iconic, man. I mean, it is, man. I mean, I have not seen as many subscription pictures of that picture anywhere else. That picture with you, the hat sideways, backwards. You took the little picture. Tell me about that picture, man. Tell me about the picture, man.
That is an epic picture right there. That's when I used to have a Sidekick phone.
Yeah.
My phone used to be a Sidekick.
Right.
And I just took that picture one day, and I just said, why not use that? That would be a good picture to use as like a little icon picture.
Yeah.
So that's what I use, and I'm probably never gonna change it. I'll just leave it like that.
Oh no,
because that's what
No, you can't do that.
Remembers that. So
yeah, you can't do that, man. That thing is crazy. Now, speaking of the picture and the icon, next to your name it says, next to the icon it says Smoove, and then you got some numbers up there, man. You know, it's like a encrypted code or something. You know, it's it's 718-2954. Everybody's like, is that his phone number? Like, what kind of reactions? What kind of reactions and questions do you get off that? And what does that number mean?
People think that it's my phone number. They think it's my address. They think it's my social security number. And it's really, really simple. I'm surprised that no one has figured it out yet. It is really simple. I moved from New York to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And the 718 is for the New York.
Yep.
And the 2 is actually saying 2. So, like, I went from 718, 2, and then 954. That's where I live now. I live in Florida. So it's really simple. The reason I put those numbers there was because when I was first making a YouTube account, I actually tried to get Chris Smoove, but it was taken. I was like, how is this taken? And then I actually looked for the name, and it says the account is closed. So it's like the name is taken, but the account is closed. That doesn't make any sense, right? So I really didn't feel like, at that time, I didn't really plan on actually making videos and building up a channel. So I didn't really think that it would matter what the name really was. So I was just like, okay, Smoove 718 to 954. There we go. But now, after all these videos, I kind of wish I would have just had a Chris Smoove, another kind of name where it was just like Chris Smoove, and maybe take out one of the S's or, do something creative. But it really doesn't matter because if you search for Smoove, you'll find the channel.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, that's a fitting name for you, man, because, you got a smooth game. You got a smooth commentary. Chris Smoove, it just flows. Now, a lot of people want to know where that name came from, man. How long have you been using that?
I've been using that name since my freshman year in high school.
Okay.
And this was actually a name that I did not give myself. They gave me the name.
Okay.
The high school team. This is what happened. We were playing a game on the road, and I was coming off the bench, junior varsity, 9th grade. And the player that I got subbed in for was just doing terrible. He was turning the ball over. He wasn't getting any rebounds. And so I came in at small forward / power forward. And I had a breakout game. It was amazing. I had, off the bench, and it was just in the second half. I had 17 points.
Wow.
I had a drive. I drove by somebody. I blocked somebody. And I pushed the ball to the ground. Like, he tried to go for a layup, and I hit the ball to the ground. It bounced hard off the floor, and I had all these amazing plays. A baseline shot, a 3. I got fouled, free throws. It was a great game. And after that game, I don't know, just the varsity teammates were saying, he's smooth. You just got to call him Chris Smoove because there were a lot of Chris's.
Yeah,
that's a common name, and usually Chris's, they had their own kind of nickname to it, so they just nicknamed me Chris Smoove. And ever since then, I just started using that name.
Wow. That's historic. That's epic, man. That's cool. Well, everybody's got a YouTube story, Chris. And obviously you're an inspiration for a lot of people. A lot of people, want to follow in your footsteps. I mean, you started having a lot of people do these kind of videos. I mean, you're like the Don of this stuff, man, Was there anybody that inspired you? And what was your YouTube story? What's your YouTube story?
Nobody really inspired me to start doing videos because I don't really think anyone was doing basketball recorded videos. I just basically wanted to record my gameplay, mainly my highlights, and just that I could watch it later. Because at the time my hard drive wasn't that big, so I couldn't store a lot of those things on my computer. So I wanted to use YouTube basically as a little online storage system.
Got you.
And so that's what I was doing back then. And those videos were really short because they were just highlights. And really, I didn't do that many back then because I had a standard definition capture card. And I didn't want to sacrifice gaming quality because I played in HD. So in order to record, I'd have to actually play in standard definition to record in standard definition. So that's why back then there weren't really that many videos. But once they came out with the HD capture cards, that's when I was actually able to record a lot of gameplay footage and put it up there. And then I just noticed that a lot of people think I don't read the comments on my videos, but I actually do. I probably read all of them. And people would always say, you need some commentary. And I was thinking, like, that's not a bad idea because, sports games, you need commentary, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having the boring, 2K commentary, why not put your own commentary on it? And it was like, as soon as I started doing that, more people started watching. And so that's what I started doing. I started recording quick rank games, and then eventually I went ahead and I made some videos where I was criticizing the game. And that's where, people started to hate a little bit because they didn't actually think that I played 2K. They thought that I was just like a 2K hater, maybe an NBA Live player or something.
Yeah.
So I used to get some nasty comments back then. People used to be fighting in the comments, but then after I stopped doing those and I started showing some positive 2K videos, then people were really like, wait a minute, And then they started liking, I guess the positive videos, what they really wanted to see. They didn't want to see the negative kind of videos. So that's basically how I started off. It was just pretty simple. I didn't really expect to, blow up or anything like that. I just started off wanting to have a place to store my highlights.
Right.
Because that's what I loved about 2K was all of the different highlights you could do, the animations. I just loved how it looked, so I wanted to be able to watch those moments again.
Yeah, well, you just said blow up. Blow up ain't the word for it, man. I mean, you're over as of now. You're over 56,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I heard you talking on your last commentary when you guys were talking about how when he first saw you, you had 1,000 subscribers and things like that. What was that moment, Chris, that you knew, that you had something special going on? When was that moment?
Ah, man, that's a good question. I think, wow, I don't even know. I think it was just probably Draft Combine.
Okay.
Because that was something that a lot of people didn't have access to.
So the Combine that's what blew you up?
It was the Draft Combine because in Europe, they didn't even release the game in Europe.
Wow.
And then a lot of people weren't sure if they wanted to get the game because it was, $5. It wasn't an actual game. A lot of people were confused about what it actually was. So I was going to get it because I was always, I'm so into 2K, I just have to get something like that.
Oh, of course.
So I got it, and I was like, why not make some videos on it? And people just loved those Draft Combine videos. Like, a lot of people tell me now, they say, that's when I actually subscribed to, is when you were doing the Draft Combine videos.
Right. Okay.
So I think around that time, because that's when I started. I had about 1,000 or so, maybe 2,000 subs.
Yeah.
And then after Draft Combine, I had about maybe 5,000 subs at that time.
And also when you started doing the Modern Warfare, because that game is probably more popular than 2K, right? Modern Warfare.
Oh, definitely. I actually think that now I might have more Modern Warfare subs than 2K at this point.
Wow.
Because it was like as soon as I did the Modern Warfare, and if you look at you can see that I got so much better at Modern Warfare because like my first video, I was terrible.
Yeah.
And like even now, I'm still kind of I'm not really a pro at it, but I'm good enough to be effective and be a factor. And so
Yeah.
But I really think that now I think there might be more Modern Warfare subs.